So Sony patented a feature called Autoplay, where AI will play the games for you. It'll use the cloud, it'll track how you play your games, and then when you turn autoplay on, it will play the games like you play the games. So it'll simulate you playing the games. It's been mixed, to say the least.
No, what it is canceled.
So they talk about... So I can see it for like a grind.
No. Nope.
But
hard pass.
I can see why it's so controversial. Because
bro, let me put my game on autopilot real quick so I can grind through this.
So that's where it sucks because
piss off, play your damn game. Put in the time. This is like Rewind.
Yeah. You had to bring up the Rewind. So I'm going to go back to my old stomping grounds, RuneScape. Back in the day, people used what you used to use it was against the rules, but you could use a ghost mouse.
That was against the rules?
Yes, which would track your clicks.
So that was against the rules.
Yes, it was against the rules, Andy. You could record your mouse clicking.
Yeah, it was a macro.
And then you would play it so it would click, and you could do these menial tasks like, wood cutting, picking flax, cutting your wood into bows and stringing bows for just train fletching and stuff. It's because RuneScape is a huge grind.
And it was against the rules.
And it was against the rules. But now I think they're starting to get a little more lenient on not botting per se, but they're really allowing third-party programs to be used. So there's the most popular one is RuneLite. And what that has is it has a bunch of tools that are on the right where it has experience tracker. It's got this one that's absolutely incredible. It's quest helper. So it will literally help you navigate through the quest. It'll give you arrows to point you in the right direction. It'll tell you exactly what you need for the quest, exactly when you need it for the quest, because nobody likes doing quests in RuneScape.
Okay, so that to me is like a virtual, not even virtual, but an on-screen version of a strategy guide.
But kind of, yes.
This to me is downright laziness.
Yes, I can agree, but
this is horrible.
I don't think that
the game manufacturer is now literally giving you something to play the game that they built for you, that you paid them to buy. Here, take this, and you can watch it get played too.
That's where it kind of sucks.
Hi, Sony. My name's Andy. Let me turn around so you can bend me over. No, just
so when it a lot of people that have a problem with it are the trophy hunting community, because that literally just eliminates everything. The whole point of getting trophies. People hack trophies all the time. It's a big problem. Well, not a big problem, but the sites that track trophies and they have these trophy hunting communities and stuff like that, and leaderboards, etc. They have to find the people that cheat and they have to report them, and then they ban them from the leaderboards. So with this whole autoplay, I shouldn't say I like it. I understand it for these super grinds of getting materials to build certain things, because there are times where I'm on a grind and it's not AFK, but it's not attention grabbing. It's just in that middle ground of I have to be attentive because I can't not do it, or I have to watch because I might die or I'm in a dangerous area.
But those grinds are grinds. They are what they are for a reason. Like, as the game developer, I don't think they just sit there and say, here, can we make this guy go through 3 hours of dumb shit just for the pure sake of doing dumb shit. It's like, when you stop and look at a bigger picture of how video games align to us as people, that grind, is representative of discipline, of tenacity, of, fighting through the... What the hell just happened? Uh-oh. Anyway, but to my point, fighting through the urge to just say, screw this is too much, to get to that next reward, which all of those things are core values in life. They're core character traits that we try to instill in our children and we try to instill in ourselves. And I feel like if you remove that aspect of video gaming, one, you're teaching whoever uses it that it's okay to be lazy. Which, yeah, are there times it's okay to be lazy? Sure. But, that's not really like a concept that you want to perpetuate throughout America in society, that, oh, well, whatever we can do to be lazier is a great thing because it's less work I have to do. No, the work, that's a thing. It's always been a thing. And it's always going to be a thing. And unless we continue to teach our children and teach, everybody and each other that we need to put forth the effort for what we want, it fosters entitlement. It fosters, it's just bad juju.
I can see that. And it would definitely be a feature that would be abusable, and it would just become like the way to play games. So
yeah, well, it's ludicrous to me to think that I'm going to actually, because I guarantee you, if they're patenting it, you're going to pay for it. Like, they're not just going to be like, oh, here.
Yeah, I don't know if they patented it for like a feature for the next PlayStation console, or if they patented it for a feature that will be coming to the current PlayStation consoles.
I mean, the patent might not even be PlayStation-centric. The patent could be just on the concept or, really the implementation of the concept so that nobody else can use that. And then they have to say, oh, hey, Sony, we want to, do autoplay on so-and-so.
Yeah.
And then they pay a licensing fee to Sony to use that model. Either way, the only reason to patent something is to protect money.
Yeah.
Or an idea. I mean, some people do it for principle. I'll acknowledge that case, but most people, principle, it's like, nah, man. I just want to make sure the guy down the street doesn't make money off of it.
I think the reason that this exists and is becoming a thing is, one, AI is just getting out of control, like, for everything. But I think it's also because, one, games are coming out much more rapidly. So, like, everybody's just trying to play a million games at once, and you have these games that are grinds that they play with their friends, and then there's these single player experiences that they want to play because it's the next big thing, and it's the next big story, it's the next big thing, blah blah blah. Everybody's talking about it.
That's not a game problem.
No, it's not.
That's an everything problem.
Yes. And there's TV shows that people want to watch. There's all of this stuff just being thrown into your, like, just pushed and pushed and pushed, and everybody has FOMO. It's a huge problem now because things are coming at such a rapid pace from every which direction.
I'm gonna miss out.
I experience it myself, when there's a game that comes out, and then there's a show that I want to watch, but then there's a movie I want to watch, but then I also want to play old games, and then, like, I'm trying, and I want to play, a grindy game, but I don't want to put all this time into this because I want to put that time to be used playing other game, and it's this massive issue. So like the good thing about my grindy game is I can do it while I do other stuff, because they do have things where like you click and things, and it'll go through the inventory that you have, and it will do everything in your inventory, and then it will wait for you to click again. So you could be working in an office and have it on your off screen and be doing work in your office, and you could be, grinding levels on your account by literally just clicking a few things and then coming back. Waiting a couple of minutes, going back, clicking another couple of things, coming back. And it's very passive.
So if progress through a game is what's important to you, I strongly urge you to reconsider why you're gaming in the first place.
Well,
but
they're literally, so just to give you perspective into, because you have no experience with RuneScape, correct?
I mean, I did WoW for a while. I hear that's pretty similar.
So people literally, some people say they don't even play RuneScape. They play the number go up game. So to get from level 0 to 60 is lightning fast. You could, if I wanted to, I could build an account for you to play on like that with no issue. But when you get to higher levels, when you get to 99, like level 90, 99 is the max level. If you get to 90 and you go to 99, to get from 90 to 99 is the same amount of time it takes to get from 1 to 90.
Right.
It's insane. The experience is so high. The grind is so much.
No, it's an exponential curve. It's about the journey, not...
Yes, it
number,
is about the journey. I will give you that. But sometimes you just want to get to that end of that journey so you can begin the next journey.
I get that.
And it's a lot of time you have to put into it.
But again, if you use Autoplay to get to 99, did you really do it? No.
That's the thing.
Like, so it learns how you play the game. Well... Yeah. That's kind of a wild thing in itself.
I don't
because
like that.
game.
Don't.
Well, that's AI for you.
I know.
AI at its root is learning from what you give it, and it looks for patterns. It looks for commonalities between different pieces of data, and then it makes these connections and says, okay, this does this, and this is related to this, and this is related to this. ChatGPT could be poisoned if we fed it enough bullshit. Because once the bullshit outnumbers the truths, the bullshit becomes the truth to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why AI is so horrible and deepfakes are so horrible, because AI is only as intelligent as what you put into it.
Yeah.
If you put in mounds upon mounds of falsehoods, it's going to spew that out like it's gospel.
Yeah.
And people are going to believe it.
People are becoming that now. They don't look at stuff. They share all this stuff on social media, and then it becomes the truth to them, even though it's not the truth.
That's because it's on the internet, bro. It's true. Like,
it's on the internet. It's true. Didn't you know?
So you think back to when we were kids. What did we have for reference material? We had encyclopedias, dictionaries, the library full of what books.
Yeah.
Books take money to print. They take publishing. There's a process in place. There's vetting. People read that shit before they go and put 10,000 of them out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
The internet, one post, 100,000 people see it without anybody saying twice, this is right.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's canon, and it's like, gets back to the original person. I never frickin' did that. There are videos out there now of the two morons going back and forth, and they're not even real. They're deep fakes of these guys saying stuff.
The deep fakes are crazy.
Yeah, and they're saying like this wild stuff, and then you have the other side saying, "Look at this," and it's like, come on.
Yeah.
And both are doing it.
The internet is a dangerous place if you don't know what you're looking for and you don't know how to read into it. But it's like when we were, like you said, when we were kids, you had to go out of your way to figure something out. So if we were on the playground and had our Game Boys out, or we were talking about playing our Game Boys or whatever, and it was like, dude, I caught Mew underneath the truck in Pokemon Red or whatever, and it's like, no, and then you had to try and figure out if that was a thing or not. Now you can just hop on the internet and be like, oh yeah, it's not a thing, it's not real.
Yeah, I mean, you can vet things quite easily, but at the same time, again, I guess humanity just lost the sense of, if it smells like shit, it's probably shit. And, granted, there's a lot out there that's far-fetched because we're learning more and we're exploring some different, abstract areas, but that really is the root of it.
Mic a little bit over there, so you're not.
Common sense is not common, and it's expensive. But if you have a high school education, you should be able to at least figure out when that's skeptical and worth a second look. And I don't think anybody wants to apply that effort for that second look anymore.
No, which is what makes the more advanced technology gets, especially with AI and what AI can do to impersonate a human, because that's what it's doing. And their AI is good for, certain things for sure.
Everything has its place.
Everything has its place. AI is good in its place, but when you start to have it track the way that a person is playing a game, or tracking how, when it comes to tracking certain things, it's just like, I think we should probably leave that alone.
Well, that's the thing about tracking. If you want AI to be able to look at data and really establish patterns from it, you need to store all that data somewhere. And once that data is stored, what do you think happens to it? You think it just gets blown away?
No.
Google Maps tracks you everywhere you go unless you go in and turn it off. It's a default setting.
Yeah.
You can literally go and look at your history and see a little line of everywhere you've been for the past week, month.
Mm-hmm. That
shit's surfaced to virtually any police department that wants it if they send a request to Google.
Yeah.
Apple Maps, as I understand, does not do that. But and
I hate
to
Apple
that
Maps
point,
so much.
It's not as great. But
I hate it so much.
What do you value, privacy or functionality?
That's a tough one.
And please, if I misspoke about the Google Maps thing as far as any of that context, somebody please in comments, clarify or provide links or something. It may have changed since I last looked into it, and I want to caveat that I'm not speaking canon. I'm not, this is not John 3:16, but the last time I looked at it, that's what it was.
Is it bad that every time I hear someone say John 3:16,
and you think of Steve Austin.
I think of the Stone Cold promo where he's just like,
talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass.
It automatically at that point.